Hello and welcome to the Indian Autos Blog channel. My name is Karan Mathur and you join me on a chilly winter morning in the heart of Gurgaon. Now as we creep closer to the new year, we at the Indian Autos Blog channel are all about bettering ourselves and classing it up a notch. So today we're here with the Range Rover Sport. We're not to do a full review, but we're here to tell you our top 5 reasons why you need a Range Rover Sport in your garage. So let's start with point number 1, engine options. The Range Rover Sport is the only SUV in its class that offers a substantial amount of engine options for the customers to choose from. In total, there are 5 that you can pick. So starting with the top dog, which is the 5-litre supercharged V8, this comes in 2 states of tune. The first with the SVR, and that makes 567 bhp. The second in the autobiography, which makes 517 bhp. Then there are 2 powerful diesels to choose from. The first is a 4-litre V8 diesel that makes 335 bhp, and the second is a 3-litre V6 diesel which makes 254 bhp. And then we come on to the one we have here, which is the 2-litre Ingenium inline 4 petrol. Now this is the newest and most affordable variant and engine option in the Range Rover lineup. Now, having spent a substantial amount of time driving this around, let me give you a quick lowdown of what this engine is capable of. If you talk about the numbers, I know a 2-litre in a car which weighs more than 2 tons might seem a little underwhelming, but there's more to it than meets the eye. I do agree, the car with this engine under the hood does feel slightly heavy to move around or lug around at city speeds or low bumper-to-bumper traffic, but when it does pick up, it does pick up. Now, from low engine speeds going up to higher, there is a slight delay in the throttle transitions and you do feel it with the lag, which is quite present. Now what you have to remember with this engine, you have to build momentum in order to get it to 3-digit speeds. But once you get there, it is quite a comfortable cruiser, and keeping the car at highway speeds is no problem at all. It is only when you have to slow down and pick back up again that you will feel a slight hesitation from it. But overall, engine is quite a happy nugget at city speeds and highway speeds as well. Unless you're all about drags between the red lights and taking corners and 3-digit speeds, this engine does feel more than capable of lugging this car around whenever and however you want it. So coming to point number 2 of our video, which is the Range Rover Sport's sporty driving style mixed with a commanding drive position. Now if we talk about driving dynamics, the Range Rover Sport handles itself quite well and is quite composed around corners, while at the same time the steering is very well weighted and also gives good feedback at all times. Now when you mix that with a high driving position, a low straight hood, what you get is a very unique and a very commanding view of the road. This helps you spot a lot of obstacles off and on the road, along with making you feel like you are in command of everything that comes into view. Thanks to a high gross weight and independent air suspension, the Range Rover Sport feels quite supple and stable at highway speeds as well. So point number 3 of our video is Land Rover's brilliant Touch Pro Duo entertainment system. Now what that consists of is 2 10-inch touchscreens which are placed above and below each other on the center console. The one on the top is responsible for the most commonly accessed functions like the navigation, the media, the entertainment, the vehicle settings, and also the cameras which act as your eyes all around the car. Now this is also responsible for other things like accessing Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It also gives you a lot of the settings which you can play around with while driving and around the car as well. The one below that is responsible for the climate control as well as the settings for the Land Rover terrain response system. Both systems are very well integrated. The touchscreen interface is quite seamless and it is quite a pleasurable infotainment system to use. On top of that, what I feel is this also adds a whole lot of class to the interior of the Range Rover Sport, and it helps it stand out in its class as well. So point number 4, and this is a biggie, it is Land Rover's excellent terrain response 2 system, and without going into explicit detail, what that is a bunch of electronic wizardry which plays around with your settings of the traction, the transmission, the suspension and its differential in order to get the best out of your vehicle in any condition you're in. Now it gives you a bunch of options to choose from, and if I talk you through them, let's start with auto. Auto is where you let the system decide on its own what the optimal settings are for the conditions you're in, and if you want a little more manual override, then next you come on to general driving, and that can be used for soft muddy grounds where the car does struggle for grip at times. And then moving on, we come to grass, gravel and snow. That is for slippery and icy road conditions. These type of conditions won't be predominantly found in India, in the lower part of India, but if you do decide to go up north, this setting can be of much use. Next we come to mud and ruts. This is also for soft muddy grounds which are waterlogged and basically rutted grounds. If you have to be driving over these, it will help you get the best out of your car. Last comes rock crawl, and this is where the differential also plays a big role, where all the settings are set to low and the system is optimized for uneven technical grounds which you have to play with. So overall, with the Land Rover Terrain Response 2 system, it is probably one of the best systems we've seen around in an off-roading machine, and to have it in a car which sets you in this much luxury and this much technology is really mind-boggling, and that is the true meaning of an SUV. Now let's come to the fifth and final point of our video, which is the Range Rover Sport's understated styling. Now if you ask for my personal opinion, the BMW X5 and the Mercedes GLE are very good looking in their own right, but they do stand out. The Range Rover Sport, on the other hand, focuses more on being classy than flashy. The overall stance is quite butch and its predecessor's silhouette can be seen all around. Now if you go to see, the most dynamic bit is the front, and that has quite a family resemblance. The matrix LEDs, on the other hand, which are optional mind you, do help the car stand out quite a bit. The side is quite plain and that is a little underwhelming, but it gels with the overall understated luxury. Moving on from the front, you get a long bonnet line which is lowered, which also helps with the commanding driving position, and on top you can also see the optional blacked out floating roof. Now moving along, we come to the rear fascia. Now the back also is not very stylized, but is quite a good looking fascia of the car, and that also helps with the understated character that this look and the designers were going for. So overall, if I have to sum up the look of the Range Rover Sport, it'll be that of being butch, practical and having quite an imposing road presence. But don't for a minute think that this won't be turning heads, because even from a mile away, people will know that you are arriving and that you mean business, especially in this color scheme. So here were our 5 points why you need a Range Rover Sport in your garage. Now to summarize the Range Rover Sport in a nutshell, this big brawny SUV was quite a delight to live with. If you talk about the performance in specific, the 2-liter Ingenium petrol engine was a little underwhelming, pottering around town at low speeds, but pick up the pace and its character does shine through. And coupled to that engine, if you talk about the car's enormous off-roading potential, this really is a true winner. If you talk about the inside, you have a lot of gadgetry mixed with quite a lot of luxury as well, then that really does speak loads about its character. This is meant for those who want comfort and performance but can go to bed at night safely in the thought that their car can go to the deepest depths of off-roading adventure at any given point of the week. So there you have it, our top 5 reasons why you should pick the Range Rover Sport. And my name is Karan Mathur. I hope you like this video. If you do, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Do hit the bell icon to get instant notifications about our upcoming videos.